Thank you for listening to Depictions Media Radio. Welcome to Policy and Rights, the show about human rights and government policy. Okay, welcome back, everyone. As of right now, here in British Columbia, that we had the snap election on, and the vote. The polls were open up to October 24th, when all the votes were collected at the actual polling stations, and today is, of course, October 26th. John Horgan has of course announced victorious, and he has majority government with up to possibly 55 seats. He needed 44 seats to actually win the majority. So he's claiming success on the calling of the snap election, and he's preparing to move forward with his government agenda. So listen to this clip from which is Global National, and they have a statement from him. So let's hang on here while I bring that up.
Well, in BC, the NDP's election gamble has paid off. The New Democrats, under John Horgan, managed to turn their minority government into a majority. Global BC's Richard Zussman, who's been watching the campaign from day one, joins us from the BC legislature in Victoria. First of all, the NDP managed to pull off a victory in a pandemic. What does that say about the ability to hold a campaign despite the health crisis?
Yeah, Robin, two different things here. First, it's the actual voting during a pandemic. For the first time in BC's history, more people voted before Election Day than on Election Day. 1/3 by mail, 1/3 in advance, and 1/3 yesterday. Then there's a politics of it. There is a trend emerging here in Canada where leaders who governed through COVID-19 seem to get a bounce at the polls, and this is exactly what happened with NDP leader John Horgan. He has been almost universally praised across British Columbia for his good management through COVID-19 and rewarded with 55 seats as of the early results coming back. And all of that is a signal towards 4 years of stable governance, and the first priority for Horgan, who is actually back here in Victoria working today, will continue to be managing the pandemic.
I believe the best way forward is to make sure that government is there, focused on the needs of individuals, businesses and communities, and we're going to be able to do that coming into the fall and into next spring as we prepare a budget which will be, again, one of the most extraordinary budgets ever tabled in British Columbia.
Richard, let's talk about how significant this is for the NDP. They can get elected in that province, but the question is getting re-elected, so this is very significant.
It sure is. It's the first time in the province's history where a sitting NDP premier has won re-election, and the way that it was won was substantial as well, Robin. Substantially in Metro Vancouver and growing that base into the suburbs. So an impressive showing by the NDP, who are leading from beginning to end in the polls and clearly finished the job, although there are a lot of mail-in ballots that still need to be counted. The thought is that won't dramatically change the outcome here.
All right, Richard Zussman in Victoria, BC.
And here is John Horgan's victory speech as he announced that he was going to be premier of a NDP majority government here in British Columbia. The NDP is expected to, by the time it's all counted, to win 55 seats, the Liberals 23 seats, and the Greens with 3 seats. And the Liberals in this particular case did lose a lot of ground, while the Green did lose some ground, but not as much as may have been expected. So let's listen to John Horgan's victory speech.
Hey everyone, I want to acknowledge that I'm on the unceded traditional territory of the Squamish, Musqueam, and Tsleil-Waututh First Nations. BC has voted, and a majority has been called, but there are many, many hundreds of thousands of votes yet to be counted. And while we wait for that final count to happen, I want to assure people that I'm going to keep the focus right where it belongs, on helping people get through this pandemic, making sure that they have the services that they need, and all British Columbians can sleep safely, knowing that we're going to do everything we can to keep them safe, healthy, and secure. One thing we know for certain is that on Monday I'll be going back to work, and we're going to be putting people, businesses, and others who are focused on getting through the pandemic at the front of everything that we do. That has been our commitment and will continue to be our commitment now and going forward for the next 4 years. To the incredible volunteers that are here tonight and have worked so tirelessly to help us connect with British Columbians, I want to thank you very, very much. To the amazing team of BC NDP candidates in every corner of BC, and to all those people who put their names forward to offer to serve in their communities, I offer you my sincere gratitude and thanks for stepping up to help your neighbours get their lives better and make sure that everyone can benefit from the bounty of British Columbia. This has been an extraordinarily difficult election for many, many reasons, but it's one that I believe had to happen, and I think I'm grateful for all British Columbians that we have put the election behind us and we can get back to focusing on the things that matter most to you. We found new ways to connect with each other. We found new ways to engage and talk about ideas. I want to thank Dr. Henry and Elections BC for doing such an extraordinary job to make sure that all of us could vote safely. To Andrew Wilkinson and Sonia Firstino, I want to thank you for a spirited campaign where you put forward ideas and allowed British Columbians to make clear choices. To the great people of Langford, Wanda Fuca, to my family and my friends for always having my back, thank you, thank you, thank you. Particularly to Ellie, to Nate and Evan. I know you didn't ask for any of this, and all I want to say is thank you so much for enduring my excesses and my passion and desire to be out around people, making sure that British Columbia can be as good as it possibly can be. It has been an honour and a privilege for the past 3.5 years to serve British Columbians, to make sure we can make life better for everyone. I want to make sure that government works for you each and every day. That is my passion, that is my calling, that's why I get up every morning. And I'm grateful for the returns of ballots tonight and the final count that's yet to come, to give the opportunity to me and my colleagues to continue that work on your behalf. COVID-19 has turned our lives upside down. None of us expected to be here. None of us expected that we would have to endure the challenges we've had over the past number of months. But we are far from out of the woods. COVID-19 will be with us for the foreseeable future, and we need to focus on making sure that we're keeping ourselves safe, our families safe, and our communities safe. The challenges ahead are daunting, but I believe that if we focus on the things that matter to British Columbians, the things that matter to people, we'll get through this. Focusing on building back our education system by investing in schools and the people that work in them, by making sure our seniors' care facilities have the staff that they need so that our seniors can be cared for in their latter years. That we're building childcare all across British Columbia so that families can fully participate in the economy to make their lives stronger and to make their communities stronger as well. For me, this comes down to a few simple things. I was raised by a single mom who told me to do my best every day, my level best. I say that a lot. She said it a lot to me. All you have to do, John, is your level best. I commit to all British Columbians that for the next 4 years, I will do my level best to make sure your lives are better, more affordable, and the challenges that you face can be overcome if we do it together. Thank you so very, very much to the many, many people who voted for NDP candidates this evening. And as I said, to all of those who participated, a debt of gratitude from all of us for stepping up in this extraordinary time. Thanks so much. Let's get back to work.
And that is exactly what John Horgan did. It is reported that he was he is actually in Victoria, working, even as we speak, and we do want to put it out there to everybody that there's an enormous amount of people that actually did vote. The voter turnout was much more than what it was in 2017. Which is a good thing for our democracy, and one of the reasons why we all do what we do to promote politics, to get the word out there that there's a choice to be made, and we need to support our society in that. For those candidates to actually do this, it is an amazing energy drain to stand in front of people and say, hey, I want to be your community leader. I want to help make your lives better, as Mr. Horgan said. And we should all make sure if you see one of the candidates, make sure you do thank them and tell them how much you really appreciate the fact that they actually put themselves out there just to run. So, with all that being said, I am Michael. You've been listening to Policy and Rights, and what looks like maybe the end of election 2020 here in British Columbia. So with John Horgan and the NDP winning a majority government, and we'll see what comes next out of that. So thank you for listening to Policy and Rights here on Depictions Media. This show has been produced by Depictions Media. Please contact us at depictions.media for more information.